Alright mate, so in this video, I'm going to be going over the books that have literally made me where I'm at today, wealthy, given me a complete different state of mind, made me move out of my house, made me smarter than, made me smarter than anybody I know. Maybe not smarter than anybody I know, but has given me the leverage to teach people things that I've learned from books. Now, these are books that have stuck in my brain. Okay, these are books that have literally, like, the pages are imprinted in my brain. If I'm reading something that I don't find not even interesting, if I'm not learning from something, if I'm not learning from a book, I put it down and I don't remember it. It's such a waste of time. Especially as I get older, I realize that. So when a book is able to hold my attention wholeheartedly, it really has value to offer, and I can see the future of my life changing because of it. Every single one of these books on these lists, some of them everyone knows. I'm not going to mention the cliche ones. Like, I'm not going to mention the ones that everyone knows, like Rich Dad Poor Dad or $100 Million Offers. None of that. I'm going to give you solid books that I can literally say are some of the best books in the world, in my opinion, because they give so much raw knowledge, and they will change your life exponentially in your being an entrepreneur, being an amazing person, and making a lot of money. And for the sales books and whatnot, manipulating people to make them do what you want ethically, to change their life, change your life, and so you can both make money, okay? That's the best way I can explain it. So let's get to it. So first, I'll start. I don't read any physical books, okay? I read on this. I just have a Kindle. It's because I fly a lot, and so it is what it is. I want to have hundreds of books at my disposal. I want to read them over and over again. I don't want to be carrying a bunch of books. I've had books stolen from me because they looked useful. Like one I'll mention in this, okay? I'll mention the one that got stolen from me. It was absolutely insane. It was like this big. It was like bigger than the Bible. And I carried it everywhere because one, I just thought I looked smart doing it. And two, I wanted to read it. It was absolutely boring. But yeah, it got stolen from me, so I carry a Kindle everywhere. It's light, and I read, like, I've read whole books on the airplane, just indulge in the airplane, and it's been amazing. So the first book on my list that I want to mention, this book, like, I honestly wish I am the only person that read it, to be honest. It's Cashvertising, okay? Cashvertising by Drew Eric Whitman. I've given many of clients, teachers, advertising partners, people that I know are good at marketing, people that want to build their brand. I've always referenced this book back and forth. And in this guide, I'm going to be telling you who I kind of reference these books to and who I push them out to, because every single one of these books have been like, bro, you need to read this book. This book will tell you everything about that. Cashvertising is one of the most simple marketing books and branding books that you can learn from, that literally talks about specific details like headlines and psychology manipulation. I mean, one of my favorite parts of this book is when you see big headlines with black words that pop up at you, you start realizing, you start thinking bigger, and you start thinking more poppy and whatnot. And you start thinking, man, this looks tiny. How can I be more aggressive with my speech? How can I be more aggressive with my confrontation? That's what this book is really all about. It's so simple. It's like the simplest branding guide ever, but it's one of the best books on marketing in general. Just appeal. It's complete appeal to the customer's eye. Nothing like swaggy about it at all. It's about copywriting, headlines, design, any of that. If you're marketing, if you're in direct response marketing as well, because it talks about some B2B stuff, but it's absolutely amazing. It literally says 100 secrets of ad agency psychology to make big money scaling anything to anyone. And that's literally all it is. And it's so simple. One of my favorite books ever. The second book, The Architecture of Persuasion. One of the best copywriting books I've ever read, ever. I was a part of the Copy Hour group and community and membership. That was one of the best courses I've ever taken before. I never became a copywriter. I just wanted to get really good at copywriting. I wanted to learn from the masters, and I got this book because of a recommendation. One of the best books I've ever read before. It talks about how to format newsletters. It talks about how to write amazing copy, how to persuade anyone with copy alone. And honestly, since I've been writing sales letters, this book has like changed my mind on everything and has honestly single-handedly made me, I can't even say it. Like, it's made me so much more money. Okay? That's the second one. The third book. Now, this comes with a funny story. It's How to Pay Zero Taxes. Now, if you got a newer version, I only had the 2020, 2021 version. It's basically the same. I know tax rules are changing every year. I don't fucking like taxes. Nobody likes taxes, but I know how to write stuff off and I know how to pay zero tax. Like, literally get your income tax to zero doing this. Obviously, for some people, it's not always like ideal. Like, we all know Section 1091, where you can go and write off a 6,000 pound car and whatnot, and you can write off business expenses. But there are a lot of things I've learned in this book that I've implemented, and it's literally like a 1,000-page book talking everything about the tax code. The only thing I've read is the entrepreneurship section, because that's the only part that appeals to me. But it's one of the best books that, honestly, I had that book in copy because I wanted to read it everywhere. I just wanted to have it by me. I just wanted to reference it. Now, if you have accountants, you don't really need to do your own taxes and whatnot. But it's so good to know because it's all legal stuff that the government allows. How to pay zero taxes. It talks about everything. How to set up multiple LLCs. How to put your business under a trust. How to have multiple different LLCs for real estate properties and whatnot. How to write off shit. How to write off your apartment for an office space. Crazy. You should read this book. It talks about every single entrepreneurship benefit you can read on taxes. Trust me. Okay? Read this fucking book. If it's too boring for you, literally, bro, take a certain amount of time to say, okay, my life's going to be boring for this amount of time. It's fine. Literally, it's free real estate. All right, next book. The Pocket Guide to High Ticket Selling by Dan Henry. Now, once you've consumed enough sales training, you'll start to see that most sales training is the same, because sales training is just concepts, okay? When you think about sales, clients can only ask a certain amount of things, right? How much is it? I mean, let's talk about objections, okay? When you're talking about sales, you're talking about objection handling. Clients can only really say 3 to 4 things as an objection. It's too much. I need to talk to my partner. I need to think about it, or some other bullshit, right? Some other lie. And this book is about 197 pages. Let me check. Yeah. And this book is about 62 pages. 62 pages long. It takes a whole scenario of the complete steps to sell high-ticket products, and it explains it beautifully. Now, reading is a great way to get something ingrained in your brain, okay? If you're just going and watching an Andy Elliott video where he's with his nipples out and he's like screaming at people, talking about different situations, you gotta be careful about doing those things, because like, you should be watching those. You should be watching active representations of Alex Hormozi, Andy Elliott, people that are in live scenarios, Grant Cardone, that are actually talking about sales. But you want to have the framework down. And this 62-page book I read on the airplane twice in a full ride, like a 2-hour ride, because it was so engaging. And it talked about basically every scenario. And these books, these pocket guide books, because he's made many of them, Dan Henry, for CEOs to have on their desk, to train people to have in the back of their pocket and whatnot. Same thing that I'm talking about. It talks about everything. Like, it's a 12-page script on how to sell high-ticket items, essentially. And it's an amazing book. Probably one of the best books I've read on sales ever. Now, this next book was probably one of the, this next book, I've only heard one other person ever talk about this book, ever. And it's an absolute gem. It's one of the best books I've ever read before. It talks nothing about sales specifically, nothing about improving your business, nothing about scaling your business. Yes, it does. Nothing about copywriting or making more money or whatnot. It talks about something very, very important, and that's positioning. That's knowing who you naturally are, the archetype you have in your business. I'll explain that. and how to build an amazing team based on character types. This book is insane. And I'll admit it, the only person I've ever heard talk about this book was Luke Belmar. And you know what he said? He was just like, this book is insane. He literally said that. This book by Robert James Hamilton literally says your personalized path to financial success. Now I'll mention this in 3 steps, okay? Now there's 4 things mentioned in this book. I'll tell them to you. Now, there's 5 important things mentioned in this book, and it's the whole basis of the entire book. It's the 5 geniuses that every single person has that can utilize in business and make a shit ton of money. It's very, very interesting. It's not one of those NFKJs, what kind of personality type do I have? No, it's actually about what people are good at. And I've recommended this book so many times to people because it's what people are naturally good at. So if you're a natural operator, if you're a naturally creative person, if you're naturally not good at operations, and you're good at actually starting the thing up, starting new ideas, implementing new creativity, which a lot of the creators, a lot of the business creators you guys look at are actually that. Now me, I'm a dynamo, and that's exactly that. It's visualizing the idea before it actually is operated. Now what these people do, and this is a whole business model now, is dynamos, the creators, the innovators, the people that think about these things, the startup founders, will partner with backside people who are the operators, who are good at those things. And they have their own genius. Like there's a tempo, there's a steel, and there's a blaze, and there's a spirit. And all these people have different things. Some of the people are just really good at numbers. Some people are really good at people skills. There's one specific, and I believe it's the spirit genius. It sounds crazy, but like if you look around at your life and you look around at your network, these are all like 5 different people, 5 different characteristics. This is why nobody has the excuse to be broke, of ways that they can make a shit ton of money by using their genius. Okay, it's an insane book. And if you look around at your network, if you know enough people, you'll see this. You'll see killers in every market. Look at the people who are they're good at bringing people together. They're usually the fucking networkers. They're not like thinking a lot. Think about the people who just have amazing ideas. They're bringing in operators. Think about the operators. If they don't have an innovator who's actually thinking about the idea, they can't operate nothing, you know? So, amazing fucking book. If you want to change your life, if you really want to just have a clear path in your mind and you want to stop like blindly walking around in life and just being like, what business model should I choose and how should I get rich? And I don't know, my parents were not that rich. Like, read this book, okay? All right, the last book on my list, and I'll make a part 2 to this because I have so many, is Influen by Robert Cialdini. Now, I made a video titled How I Make $30,000 a Month Sending 2-sentence cold emails. And I got a lot of support on it. In fact, I made $1,000 from that video. And it was interesting because I almost didn't feel right saying it for 1 second. And then I was like, no, I'm completely in the right. Although that headline is fucking perfect. And for anybody looking out there who's like, he's lying, there has to be another catch to this video. That video, for anybody watching, this is why I got so much love on it. This is why I got so many people in my Instagram even saying, bro, thank you. Everything I was saying doesn't work. I'm not somebody who goes and sells cold email. I just know it works because I've read Influen by Robert Cialdini. Now, also, everything in that video, that 2-sentence cold email video, is true. It's absolutely true. It's because I read this book and I understand the concepts. It's not just because of this book. Because listen, this is what I wanted to mention that is so vastly important. You don't read this book and just be fine. There are many people who have read this book, and this can go for every book, but this book is very vital because it talks about a huge topic, which is persuasion, manipulation in an ethical way. I keep saying that, manipulation in an ethical way, because you can manipulate people to want to buy from you instead of you going to sell from them. Especially if you were going to sell to them first, like a cold person, you can make that person want to buy from you and want to do something for you, okay? Now, Like I said, a lot of people read this book and they think they know it, but you have to understand this. I can really tell if somebody's read this book, like read a lot of sales books and read a lot of psychology books, and they still don't fucking know how to wire people. They don't know how to tap into human emotions, human psychology. This stuff is all ethical. The way that you do it is you present yourself, and I'm talking from topics of the book, okay? I'm speaking topics from the book. You present yourself as first a customer, so making them seem important. And you present yourself as a person of importance. And then you present yourself with something of value. And then you always hold them to a stronghold, making them feel like they are the people that are important. This book, if you understand it, if you read it a couple times, or if you read it slowly, if you actually grasp it saying, what is he really saying in here? You will see how the real world works. You will see how these news outlets will put these people in suits and whatnot to make them look important. You will see how everyone is like music videos. They put girls shaking their asses in videos to make them look important. Everything else is done to make other people look important, so you can see them as important. Essentially, it's all a psychology hack, and you can do the same in your sales pages, in your sales calls. And that's exactly how I made that $30,000 sending two sentence cold emails. I'm not lying about that. Every concept came from this book, and it's an absolute amazing book. But like anything amazing in this world, like the Bible, like Influence by Robert Cialdini, like the Millionaire Master Plan, like anything of wisdom, absolutely. You have to understand it. You can't just read it. And this is one that is very important, that will make you money in anywhere in life. People say that if you learn how to sell, you'll never go broke. If you learn how to psychologically manipulate people, you will never go broke. Basically the same thing. You will never go broke. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you got value of it. I'll leave my book list below. I'm still up in these videos, but I felt like I should. A lot of people were asking me for my book list, so I was just gonna record this and I was gonna put it out. But I appreciate you guys, and I'll make another one of these, and then let's go with just daily videos from here on out. So yes, sir.